mysterious and deadly disease begins spreading across the globe, leaving people terrified and confused. News reports and media outlets erupt in debates, with some claiming that this is a doomsday scenario, while others dismiss it as a hoax. At first, the disease appears to only infect animals, causing symptoms similar to rabies. However, it quickly becomes evident that it can jump from animals to humans. The infection spreads through bites, and the transformation into one of the infected is almost instantaneous. Panic grips the world as the infection begins to overwhelm entire cities and nations. In Philadelphia, former United Nations investigator Gerry Lane is stuck in heavy traffic with his wife, Karen, and their two young daughters, Constance and Rachel. They notice helicopters circling overhead, and the growing sound of sirens fills the air. Without warning, chaos erupts as people start running in terror. Gerry watches in horror as violent, rabid individuals attack others in the street, biting them. Within seconds, the victims turn into rabid zombies and begin attacking others, creating a chain reaction of carnage. As the chaos spreads through the city, Gerry's family narrowly avoids being overrun. Their car is struck during the frenzy, forcing them to abandon it. Thinking quickly, Gerry commandeers an abandoned RV, and the family speeds out of the city. Their first destination is Newark, New Jersey, where they stop to gather supplies. At a grocery store, the situation spirals out of control as frightened shoppers clash over food and zombies attack, forcing the Lanes to flee once again. They find temporary refuge in a nearby apartment building, where they meet a family with a young son named Tommy. That night, Gerry receives a call from Thierry Umutoni, his former colleague and close friend, who is now the UN Deputy Secretary General. Thierry promises to send a helicopter to rescue Gerry and his family, but the Lanes need to get to the roof of the apartment building to be picked up. Gerry urges Tommy's family to join them, but Tommy's father refuses, believing it is safer to stay put. Unfortunately, zombies break into the building, overrunning Tommy's family. Tommy manages to escape and joins Gerry and his family as they fight their way to the rooftop. Gerry barely manages to hold off the infected, ensuring that Karen, the girls, and Tommy make it to safety. The helicopter arrives just in time, and the group is airlifted to a U.S. Navy vessel stationed in the Atlantic Ocean. The vessel serves as a command center for scientists and military personnel desperately trying to understand and contain the global outbreak. Gerry learns that the government and the military are struggling to maintain order, with most major cities and nations already falling to the infection. On board, virologist Dr. Andrew Fassbach explains his theory. The outbreak is caused by a virus, and the key to stopping it lies in finding its origin. Fassbach points out that an email originating from a military base in South Korea mentioned the word zombie while describing the disease's symptoms. This is believed to be the first official mention of the infection. However, resources are stretched thin, and it's clear that Gerry's expertise as a seasoned investigator is needed. Thierry makes it clear that Gerry and his family will not be allowed to stay on the vessel unless Gerry agrees to assist in the mission. Reluctantly, Gerry agrees to help. He and Fassbach travel to Camp Humphreys, a military base in South Korea, to investigate the origins of the outbreak. However, their arrival is met with danger as zombies attack their plane. In the chaos, Dr. Fassbach panics, slips, and accidentally shoots himself, dying instantly. Gerry manages to reach the base where he meets Captain Speak and the remaining survivors. They explain that the infection came to the base through a doctor who had treated a local farmer, showing zombie-like symptoms. The doctor was the first infected person they encountered and became the initial carrier. Interestingly, the zombies ignored a soldier with a severe limp, hinting that they avoid attacking individuals who are sick or injured. While at the base, Gerry speaks with a former CIA operative now imprisoned for illegal activities. The operative provides Gerry with critical information. The Israeli Mossad had somehow learned about the outbreak before it became widespread and had fortified Jerusalem as a safe zone. Intrigued by this lead, Gerry decides to travel to Jerusalem. As Gerry and the remaining soldiers attempt to leave the base, they are attacked by a massive wave of zombies. Captain Speak is bitten during the attack and sacrifices himself to protect the others. Gerry and the pilot narrowly escape on a cargo plane. When Gerry arrives in Jerusalem, he meets Jürgen Wormbrunn, the head of the Mossad. Wormbrunn explains that months earlier, the Mossad intercepted intelligence suggesting a severe threat described as Rakshasa, or dead spirits, in India. Acting swiftly, Israel built massive walls to quarantine Jerusalem and protect its people. The city has become a refuge for survivors, with thousands living inside the safe zone. While touring the city, Gerry notices an emaciated child and an elderly man whom the zombies completely ignore. This observation strengthens his theory that the infected avoid attacking individuals who are unfit hosts for the virus. However, the safety of Jerusalem is short-lived. Refugees inside the city begin celebrating with loud singing and cheering, which attracts nearby zombies. The infected swarm the walls and climb over them in massive waves, breaching the city's defenses. Chaos erupts as the infected flood the streets. Gerry, along with a young Israeli soldier named Segan, narrowly escapes. When Segan is bitten by a zombie, Gerry quickly amputates her hand to prevent the infection from spreading. Together, they manage to board a commercial airliner and flee the city as Jerusalem falls. On the plane, Gerry contacts Thierry, who directs them to a World Health Organization (WHO) research facility in Wales. However, the flight is interrupted when a hidden zombie attacks passengers, turning the cabin into a battlefield. Gerry detonates a grenade to contain the infected, but the explosion causes the plane to crash. Gerry and Segan survive the crash, though Gerry is badly injured. Despite his injuries, they make their way to the WHO facility. At the facility, Gerry explains his theory to the remaining scientists. He believes the zombies avoid attacking people with terminal illnesses or serious injuries, as they would not be viable hosts for the virus. He suggests deliberately infecting people with treatable pathogens to act as camouflage. However, the pathogens are stored in a part of the facility overrun by zombies. Determined to prove his theory, Gerry ventures into the zombie-infested wing alone. After a harrowing journey, Gerry retrieves the pathogens but becomes trapped inside the vault. A zombie corners him, forcing him to inject himself with one of the pathogens to test his theory. The zombie ignores him, confirming that the infected do not attack those who are already sick. Gerry successfully returns to the main building, and his discovery leads to the development of a vaccine made from deadly but treatable diseases. This vaccine acts as a shield, allowing people to move safely among the infected. Gerry is eventually reunited with his family in a safe zone in Freeport, Nova Scotia. The vaccine is distributed globally, enabling soldiers and survivors to fight back against the zombies and reclaim lost territories. Though humanity has a new weapon in the fight against the outbreak, Gerry warns that the battle is far from over. "This isn't the end," he says. "Not even close. Our war has just begun."